Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with a review of the Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue 5-inch figures. Now, you might be thinking, something's not right here. And you'd be right. This is a bit of a strange, like, hodgepodge 5-inch figures review. Originally, I wasn't going to do this because my Lightspeed Rescue set is so strange. But it seems strange to me not having a 5-inch review for these guys since I have it for every other series. So anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me explain. My Red Ranger figure, Blue Ranger, I believe, and Pink are from the bikes. Now, those figures are identical to the regular 5-inch figures, except they don't have the light-up feature. Now, Green and Titanium are from the regular line, and Yellow, you can tell, is just awkward and ugly as hell, is from one of the weird feature lines, because that's all that I could find at the time. I actually haven't bothered to look on eBay or anywhere for some time to fill in with a normal figure. But I decided to bring the review anyway, and hey, you at least get a little bit of a sampling of some other things. So we'll start with Red. Like I said, I mentioned this guy actually on several occasions on how they used to use the same exact figures. So is the green? Yes, green. I'm gonna actually pull these guys up together. So as you can see, same exact mold. The paint's all the same. I mean, they're obviously different colors, but they're the same exact quality. This guy just happens to be from the bikes, and this guy is from the main line. There's no discrimination here. These guys can drink from the same fountain. Was that too much? But anyway, but as you can see, the only real difference is on the back here. This guy's got nothing, and this guy's got a little sound box, which we will go over in a second. But so yeah, same figure, same mold and everything. Damn it, you two, stupid, weird Kelsey. But anyway, here's the figure. It overall not bad. Me dawsome. Lightspeed suits aren't one of my favorites. I think the helmets look kind of oddly proportioned on these, but they're not bad. They're obviously that stereotypical muscular PR figure, which a lot of people get really mad at, but especially in the older times I don't get quite as mad just because that's the way they did it. I guess I'm just kind of used to it. But they're not bad. Articulation-wise, they pretty much remain the same as the Lost Galaxy. You got the 360 joint here. You got a single elbow joint. You got swiveling of the fist. You have pretty nice leg articulation. Single knee joint here. No swiveling. And you can swivel his head. So almost the same exact articulation. Potentially same exact mold. I forgot to mention because I was too busy explaining that these are all different figures. They did come with various accessories. I just don't have them with me. There's a giant weapon box somewhere filled with them, so I'm missing some of that. But yeah, that is pretty much what you get. We're not going to pick up Yellow right now. We're going to do her last. You know, that's right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Anyway, Green, same articulation. Like I said, same identical mold. He's just from the regular wave. Green's my personal favorite of the bunch, character-wise. Got Love Me the Sky Cowboy. But yeah, pretty solid looking. Now his little button here and voice box feature would lead you to believe, hey, maybe these are voice characters like Lost Galaxy. Nope. Their helmets light up, and they make those noises, which I suppose the light up feature's kind of neat, but I would have rather had the voice thing. I thought that was cool. It would have been cool for a while, at least, for tradition to have the voices from the show, but it almost would have been even funnier if every year they had the voices from the previous show. Like, you know, Lost Galaxy had In Spaces, but like, what if these had Lost Galaxies? Like, this guy was Damon, and that was Leo. That would have been pretty funny. At least in my opinion. We're going to leave Kelsey over there in shame. Now, to look at the actual pink mold, I believe this one was from a bike, if I recall, because it doesn't have a voice thing. This is actually a bit of a different mold than the Lost Galaxy one. You still feature the same sort of articulation on the arms, the 360, the single joint, the swiveling, and then you got the head here. But instead of having those weird joints that spin around strange, like for the Lost Galaxy, you just have a straight up one, but you actually get less movement with it in a lot of ways. I mean, you can go forward and back, but you don't really get any outward movement. I still wish they would just give the girl figures the same leg articulation so that they could get better poses, but this is still a slightly better joint than the Lost Galaxy ones, which are those weird circular ones. And you do get swiveling here, so there's that. And they did a pretty good job on the girl molds. I mean, they weren't like over muscular or anything, and they made them look a lot more like girls than the like Zeo and Turbo ones. So there's that. Alright, so now we've got Chad here, Blue, who was also a bike figure. You can tell by the fact that he doesn't have a voice box. But yep, he's sitting here looking blue. pretty solid. Alright, now before we get to everyone's favorite apparently lately, let's go ahead and just take a quick look at this weird figure. Like I said, this is one of the gimmick lines. There's like a little weapon you put here. She's holding something. And as you can see, she's actually built like the old Turbo Zeo figures, except they gave her boobs. So it's like this awkward mix. She's a very weird, large figure. You can move her arms around like this. Her legs swivel. Her head swivels a little. But there's really not much to it. It was pretty much just a stand-in. I really do need to go hunt down a regular Lightspeed yellow figure one of these days. But yeah, I don't really recommend the figures from this line. Very strange, just kind of stand-in. Now we got everyone's favorite, Titanium Ranger here, which probably like 99% of you know, but for those that don't, Titanium Ranger is an American-created Ranger and the first one. And this is a pretty okay figure, like all the other ones. He is not a bike figure, so when you press his button, that's exactly what Ryan sounded like. How did they know? But so you get that. But he's pretty solid. You know, you've got this sort of dark metal gray color to him. His helmet, I think, looks a little weird because it feels like it's pushing outward. But it's still an okay little figure. But in the case of the Titanium Ranger, I guess with two of these guys, we have a new Lightspeed figure from Super Mega Force, which I think is better. And for Titanium Ranger, I'm not sure, depending on how things go, whether this will go up before or after. But we're also getting a figure for him in Super Mega Force. And there's also the Super Legends version of him, which I think... The Super Legends one I know is better, but the Super Mega Force one, I can't say, but based on pictures I know it's better looking, but this is still an okay figure. But anyway, that pretty much is it for this little strange hodgepodge. I still think they're pretty solid figures. They're actually not too different from the Lost Galaxy ones, other than not having the voice features, which I think was a major draw for me for the Lost Galaxy ones. But considering only 2 out of the 6 are getting updated figures, I'd still say that the regular Lost Galaxy figures are a solid representation for your shelf. And if you want to track down the bike ones, that's also valid, which I think is one good thing about having this weird review. You know, if you got the 5 or 6 bike figures, I believe they all had it, you get the cool bikes and the same exact figure. So I can pretty much recommend both for, like, you know, a retro collection that still sort of represents these guys solidly on a display. But anyway, that about wraps it up. Until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangersrambles.com. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, it's Dawson Rider, signing out.